If you're not very familiar with what the Austin Police Monitor does, well, you're not alone.
City of Austin is reworking the office in hopes that more people will bring forward their complaints and concerns about Austin police.
KXAN's Jacqueline Powell reports the city's launching an education campaign as it makes changes because not enough people know how to use it.
You know, the days of people not knowing about OPM or what we do, I'm hoping those days will be behind us.
Austin Police Monitor Farah Muscadine says a number of changes are in the works to make her office more effective than it is right now.
If you look at just the number of complaints that come in over the years, right, it doesn't reflect the attitudes that people and the problems that people have with the actual police department, right?
Austin Justice Coalition spokesman Chaz Moore says the very office set up to hold police accountable isn't able to do that because people are either scared or don't know how to report their negative interactions with police. City strategists say there are a number of issues, starting with the name. They want to change it from Office of the Police Monitor to Independent Office of Police Accountability so that people don't think it's in any way connected to APD.
What we weren't really communicating that this is actually a neutral party that's not within the police department ranks.
City researchers found people were worried about coming forward for fear that police would find out. They'll work to inform the public that complaints are private, and where a sergeant from APD's Internal Affairs Division might have contacted a person in the past, the Office of the Police Monitor will now be the mediator, so if someone isn't comfortable talking to an officer, they don't have to.
We want to make the public feel closer to the city, and that includes to the police force, and have this trusted relationship where when something happens that shouldn't have happened, you're able to reach out to the city and let them know right away.
Jacqueline Powell, KXAN News.
City of Austin currently reworking its complaint form to make it easier to fill out online. City leaders also promised to be more transparent through the process so people can track the progress of their complaints. We can get a better idea of what happens to complaints from the Police Monitor's latest available online report from 2015. It says more than 1,100 people made contact with either the Office of Police Monitor or APD Internal Affairs. Just under half of those contacts resulted in some type of action. Of those, 240 were formal complaints, and most of those, 216, were internal formal